tell you, woo, Mondays is getting harder and harder. So that must mean one thing. We're getting closer and closer to our destination and our dreams, man. But before I begin, let me start with thanking you guys for joining me. This is November 1st, 2021. I'm your host, Duane Cofield, drug deals to businessman, and this is the weekly tap in, and I'm tapping in. What's good, family? Go ahead, do me that favor. Grab your phone, whatever you're doing, just go ahead, hit that share button for your partner, man. That's all I ask, man. And I will give you my best. I promise you for the time I'm in here. Yes, indeed. What's up, Samuel? Shout out to the ATL. Appreciate you for tapping in as always, brother. You could spend your time with anybody, but you spend it with me, and I certainly do appreciate that. Tap in with your city. Let me know where you're tapping in from. I'm gonna go ahead. We tapping in from the city of LA, man. It is lovely out here. Appreciate that. It is beautiful weather out here. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Actually, it's a little cloudy. Hello, Belle. How are you? What's going on, Camaro? All right now, Mississippi in the building. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What's up, Kenneth? Yes, it is. Big Dog Radio. I like that one, homie. Big Dog Radio, dog in the building. Yes, indeed. I'll take that, homie. Big Dog Radio all day, homie. If you ain't making no moves, you better be making money. One of the two. That's it. Today we're gonna talk about some stuff, though, man. We're gonna talk about something that, I mean, we got to pay more attention to them. You feel what I'm saying? But they all gifts, homie. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna get into some stuff. All right, Tanisha, what's happening? What's up, family? All right, Hot Desert. One of my grinding locations, homie. Made some good friends up there, good people up there. Made some dough. We pushed through. A lot of memories, great times. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this week has been tough, man. It started off this morning, man. Enemy on your neck. And a lot of times it starts off on Monday, right? That fool just comes at you sideways. You like, man. As soon as I get started on my day, I'm trying to rock and roll. Here this fool come from my neck. Catch you off guard. Boop. Smoke catch you off guard. If you ain't ready for it, because a lot of times we ain't planned it, right? We just got over the Halloween. We kind of got into our devilish stuff. And I ain't going to church or nothing like that. Don't get it twisted. But, we put our guards down. And I tell my son all the time, I'm like, man, you got to keep your hands up. You got to be prepared for anything, man. At any time it can happen. So you got to be willing to get down. They have him sparring on Fridays. He does martial arts. And it's when they're tired at the end of school, they're gassed. And a lot of them come out and they don't do well. But in the tournaments, they do well because it's early in the morning. And that's because he's prepared. He's live, he's awake, he's ready for it. But if you can get prepared and you can do things when you're weary, when you have no gas, right? That's the test of time, right? When you're tired, when you don't feel like doing something. What's up, John? Appreciate you tapping in, South Central, man. I know you do, brother. I know you do. Kudos to you, homie. You're doing a great job, man. Appreciate that. I see your hustle, too, on them flowers, dog. Don't get it twisted. I do see that, too, homie. I recognize all that. When there's hustlers on here and you tapped in with me if we connected on Facebook, whatever, I watch your hustle and I appreciate it. And I'll highlight it. You know what I'm saying? My brother, if you want to put your business on there, John, do that too. Because he do flowers and stuff. So if you need graduation, funeral services, you want to just get something lovely for the wife, bouquets and that, man, tap in with my partner. He's in the chat. So make sure you guys do that. And I'm here to promote all the homies' businesses. So if you got business, put it in the chat so we can connect with each other, man. If you come to LA, you got something popping, there's a graduation going on, man. See my boy John, man. Please, please do. And that goes for anybody. You know what I'm saying? We're about connections. Our circle's getting better and stronger. We're getting more people on here. So share it with your peoples, and we'll try to highlight or give a shout out to whatever it is you're doing, because I'm all about spreading businesses, man. Okay, there you go right there. Oh, messed up my camera. You guys can see that right there, right? At pedalpushers.com. AAA pedalpushers.com. That's dope. That's a hell of a hustle. You know what I'm saying? Keep it popping, John. Appreciate that, homie. Yeah, so like I'm saying, man, this fool was attacking, and I'm like, man, catches you off guard, mollywops you with that 2-piece and a biscuit a lot of times. Depends on what it is, and can catch you off guard. So you got to be prepared. And he tried to catch me off guard today. I was planning on doing a bike ride with my wife. We did Long Beach. We got our bike ride. We ride from like the aquarium all the way to Los Alamitos. And it's a cool ride. We chill, bring our little lunch, whatever. And it's a cool little day. But he caught me off guard this morning, threw me off and bickering and and a lot of times when that happens, you gotta stop and realize what's going on before you get too caught up in the circle or whatever it is that fool's trying to do. Because a lot of times you get caught off guard, you start responding instead of being proactive. You start getting into response mode, right? Where you and you just start and everything turn bad, and you find a gossiping buddy and start talking nonsense to them, and it turns into a pity party, and it all started with a suggestion from that fool. So be very careful with how you start your day, and more importantly, how you respond and recognize what's happening at that time, because if you don't, you can get caught up. A lot of people in prison for a lot of years because they don't realize what was going on at the time. You don't pay attention, homie. You just respond, and you got to realize. I keep telling, when I did my juvenile hall talk, tell them, like, hey, little homies, this is a spiritual war. Nothing more, nothing less. The sooner you understand that, the better you'll understand when you're being attacked, right? When the enemy's rushing you. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't be, you have to be, you can't be reactive in a sense like, oh, I'm just reacting now. No. You got to be on purpose. And when you're on purpose, you understand, like, okay, I know I'm going towards my goal. I know I'm about to get there, right? I know I'm about to do X, Y, Z. But bam, here this fool comes out of nowhere, and it throws you off. I told my son that. I'm like, man, watch yourself, especially when you start going on that road to success. You're going to get everything. You're going to get all that. Oh, you said, I'm sorry, emotions plus response equal fail. Yeah, you can't be emotional about it. But the thing about it is, we don't know we're caught up until we're caught up. We don't realize it. We're like, hold on. And you got to sit down. And a lot of times you may have to go to prayer. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me just sit down, meditate, whatever it is you call it. But you might have to do that because you're being severely attacked. And when he attacks you, he catches you with the people that you love the most, all these different things that are going on. You're like, man, I'm barked at such and such. I cussed, my man's out. I flashed on him, because he ain't calling me back. Little dude I know, his little brother was in the hospital. You feel what I'm saying? And all this miscommunication, and the enemy stirred up. He like, man, this smoke screens and everything popping. I'm good. I got all these fools confused, fighting each other. They don't know what's going on. And meanwhile, God, outside of that smoke, he got your bag sitting right outside of it. But we so caught up in the dust, we don't even realize what's going on for us. You feel what I'm saying? And that leads me to my topic of today. Before I do that, have y'all shared this yet? Because I don't think I did. Hold on. Before I get into the topic of the day, because I'm gonna share like I always try to share one of my experiences with, and I'm just on my phone, with the subject at hand. Let me see. Hold on, let me just do this real quick. Show y'all how easy it is with the celly. Boom, bam. All right. So the topic of today is what we're talking about is accepting the gifts of the universe. And what that means is a lot of times what happens is we think a lot that the universe gives us garbage gifts. And a lot of times we don't even think they're gifts. We just think these are random occurrences. We think these are random things that happen to us. Somebody get us a gift, a book. You're like, man, I ain't even interested in this shit. Why you buy this book for me? You know what I'm saying? In the back of your mind, you try not to be ungrateful in their face. You're like, why do you buy this book for me? And at that time, you don't realize what gift it is, right? Because you're looking for it for what it's worth at that time, right? Face value, right? Face value is subjective, right? And in working in the spiritual world, face value doesn't mean anything, because that could be turned in $25 can be turned into 25 mil. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? And not just on a double up. This is on some investment. I flip it. I'm randomly here. Reciprocity. What's the other one? Where you get kind of lucky or whatever. I can't even think of the word. Serendipitous. Things happen to you, right? So we can't take things for face value. We can't take people for face value. You don't know who God's sending. You don't know who the enemy's sending. So that's the thing. You got to understand, what is your intention? Once y'all figure out what your intention is, I know who sent you. And then I'll roll with what you're saying, or I'll accept the gift. So give you a perfect example. I got a book, and I've heard about the book a long time. And it's the book that the suggestion of the book of the day, which is Mindset by Carol Dweck. And it's going to come full circle when I tell you guys the story. I got the book, and I think I got it maybe 4 years ago. And I was like, man, I don't like popular books. And what I mean by that are books that can seem like someone, maybe BS in there, but they got a lot of people to review it. So I looked at one of these books. I looked at that Carol Dweck book, like, man, mindset. Everybody talking about mindset. It's cool. And I never listened to it. My mom got it for me. I never listened to it. I'm like, all right. And one day I'm sitting here, and it probably within the last week or two, I'm like, man, I need something to read. I need something to listen to. And lo and behold, that popped up. And it was at the time that I'm sitting here having this conversation with my wife about this PhD conference that I'm going to. So I'm going to this PhD conference, and I got accepted. Shocked me, because again, imposter syndrome kicking in. You're not supposed to be here. These guys have been to all these the best graduate schools. They got MBAs from Princeton and and I'm like, this is what you're thinking anyway. And then you see this stuff. I was about to say Shiskabah. Then you see it. You go to the page, and we all introducing ourselves, and everybody's like, yeah, man, I got a double major. I got accounting. I was in civil engineering and and all this stuff. And I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. You know what I mean? I went through the Cal State system, homie. And I'm marketing. I didn't do too much of that stuff. And what the thing about it was, here I am selling myself short, right? And then another guy does a post. Thank you, Tanisha. Another guy does a post, and he says he's a formerly incarcerated cat pursuing his PhD. And I knew right then and there that God sent somebody, right? Because I thought I was sitting there by my damn self. You the only one in here. You better not let anybody know you're a convict, or you formerly were a convict. You better not let anybody know you've been to the pen. And here this dude comes in with his introduction and shows me, hey, homie, God's up in here. Don't even trip. You ain't the only one. We got stories to tell, and there's some reason we meeting up here. So I'm gonna network with the cat. Hopefully I try to get him on the show or something like that. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of times you thinking that, and I am looking at gift, because this is a conference that I've been trying to get to for 2 to 3 years. And here I am looking at the gift the universe is giving me, like, yeah, but I ain't, I wanted it, but I didn't think you was really gonna give it to me, right? Because how many times we deal with that, right? We ask the universe for something, and we don't really believe that they're going to give it to us, right? Deep down inside, we like, I got some type of reservations about it. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're necessarily going to actually give it to me, right? And that's where that belief comes in. And sure enough, God, like, man, I'm not only am I going to give it to you, I'm going to give it to you like this, and I'm going to put this person in there, and I'm going to add this ingredient, and that's going to get you to over here. You think you're going for this, right? I'm making the assumption that I'm going to become some type of professor. I have no idea what's going to happen once I get to these programs. I don't know what kind of research that I'm about to start doing. Right now, I'm finishing a cannabis research. Then I'm going to do an ad study on Black men. And then I want to do a bunch of other stuff. Figure out all these questions and put the science behind it to answer this stuff. That's what I'm up to. But I tell you what, imposter syndrome is running through my veins right now. And you got to smack yourself. You know what I'm saying? To remind yourself sometimes who the F you are. Because the world will tell you otherwise. I ain't say the universe, the world with human beings and stuff. And it won't be so much about what they saying. It'd be more about how you feel about it. You feeling some type of way. I'll dude floss this Duke MBA on you. Are you feeling some type of way about your Cal State Long Beach one? Why? You know, and I had to resort back to what Jay-Z said, man, you guys did this, did that, but I lived 1,000 lives that you'll never get to. And yet, lo and behold, we're still at the same conference. As jagged as my history has been, as jagged as my past has been, we still gonna mingle at the same conference. We still got exposed to the same people. I'm getting emails from all these different prestigious schools, and I'm like, man, imposter syndrome, you can't get into that. And everything that I've got so far in terms of God showing me and the universe showing me my way has always been something that I closed the door before because I didn't believe enough in it, right? I wanted to go to Long Beach to get my MBA. I didn't believe I can get in because I read all this stuff and I didn't even apply right. Just to confirm my doubt, I went to Cal State San Bernardino, started the master's program. Couldn't stand the professor. Was like, this dude is getting on my nerves, and let me apply back to Long Beach. Got right in because that's where I was supposed to be anyway. And that's the thing. When God puts that dream in your heart, whatever it is, as complicated, as impossible as it may seem, he's gonna give you the tools, right? If you're supposed to be designing sculptures, he'll give you the chisel, he'll give you the hammer, he'll give you the materials. You got to just be willing to accept the gift. And that's the problem. When we look at gifts, what's the problem with gifts? We don't know what they look like. We're used to bows and wrappers and stuff. We're not used to troubled times. We're not used to losing people. We think these aren't gifts. They're making us stronger. These things were going to happen anyways. Why did it have to happen now? Same thing when I was talking about at the beginning. Why does my son have to fight on Fridays when he's dead tired? Because if he can do it then, he can do it at any time. And if you can survive when you at your wits end, you don't have a prayer or answer, I don't know how I'm going to do this, you can still function. Let me set you on your way because you passed the test. We had to do stuff, man, back in the day, just hustling. I remember me and my brother, man, we used to have to fend for all kind of stuff. Lunch, he's shooting dice, we rocking washing machines, the broke ones to wash. I got stories, homie. Sliding on the bikes to go get chili dogs, just happy that we got those. Telling you some stories, real talk. But these are the things that build character, right? That allow me to be able to sustain anything that goes on now, right? When I look at things, people going through, man, it's a hard time. Really, homie? Try going to the pen, no refrigerators. You know what I'm saying? Battlegrounds, SA's tripping, blacks tripping, Asians tripping, everybody's tripping because everybody wants to go home, right? So try to manage in that insanity. If you can do that, you can pass multiple tests. This is what I'm trying to tell people. I'm finding more and more people that are like, you know what, I can do it too. And the more stories that we tell, the more we're going to get this groundswell of individuals that believe they could do it too, irrespective of your current circumstances. The one thing that you shouldn't pay attention to too much is your current circumstances. Don't make moves according to what you're doing right now. Make moves according to where you're headed. So if you want to dress a certain way, if you want to live in a certain neighborhood, go and start hanging out in it. You don't know anybody, so what? Slide through, go hang out, spend the day. Pretty soon you're going to get tired of driving back and forth. And you're like, you know what? I'm about to start living here, period. And you got to design. We talked about that last week, designing your life. Get your pencil out. You got to write stuff down in order to start that. You got to be like Jay Prince. List of answered prayers. Where's your list at? Because he continuously blesses me, and I write it all down. It's all in my book. I got journals. My son just pulled up one of my journals in my backseat. It was like, Dad, this is when I was first born. You were talking about you played with me this day. And that was part of one of the good things you did. So when your kids can see you setting stuff up, homie, what? See, you could do it. I was one step in the mindset. I'm not. All right now, Dr. Elliott, appreciate that. Yes, indeed. And that's the thing, though. That's that talking about mindset. It's about what you believe about yourself. It's about how you've been conditioned, right? My conditioning as a child wasn't that great. That nobody spoke life into me. Nobody thought I was a prodigy. Nobody thought I was anything more than a pain in the ass. So when you start, if you go up with that mindset that you're a pain in the ass, nobody wants to deal with you, you're not gonna think highly of yourself. So I had to figure it out later in life when the universe, because God ain't gonna let that ride. Even though you got confused adults around you, God's not gonna let that ride. So He's gonna get people that see things in you. He's still gonna send them. So even if your people don't recognize who you are, He'll send the other people to recognize it anyway. So it brings it out. Hey man, boom. Did you know you was gifted? I remember when they told me I could read really good when I was in elementary. That was a highlight of my life. And you're at a 6th grade reading level, like the 3rd grade. I was like, for real? Word? First time I heard anything like it. So that's the power of words, right? And we talk about Don McGarrett Weiss, 4 Agreements. Another book mandatory on the list. Got to get it. Always speak the impeccable word. I don't spend a lot of time in negative conversations unless we're talking about a solution in the same breath. Other than that, why are we discussing it? What's the point of giving extras to it? Why not get it? Why not speak something about that we want to happen? Because our words have a tremendous power if we utilize it. The problem is we use that power to speak things down. Man, I knew that was going to happen. Man, I said it. Man, you remember I said it? Yeah, I remember when you said it. I wish you would shut the F up. Because your words have power. You feel me? So don't speak negative. Speak life into me. Pray for me. People want to don't give me a gift, man. Man, speak life into your partner, man. Tell me something, please, or not. Because sometimes if you don't have the right thing to say, sometimes the best thing to do is just be quiet. If you don't know how to compliment somebody, you see somebody going on. I've learned, because I used to be one of those ones that forced my opinion on people. And I learned even in that book, right? Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill talks about that, right? Forcing your ideas on people. And I tell you all the time, whatever I talk about on here is 100% subjective, right? And it worked for me, right? That's what I'm telling everybody. That's it. Because I can't tell you how to rock, because it may taste different for you, right? That success may look different for you. So you got to figure out what your recipe of success is. You do the same principles, right? All right, CJ, the nap's in the building. What's up, baby? I see you, man. Appreciate the tap in. But that's it. You got to realize, man, drinks, I like watered down juices. My wife likes sweet juices. That's fine. You see what I'm saying? So my recipe may not work for you, but you can take nuggets and jewels out of everything. That's the key. That's why I don't turn down anything, man. My relative suggested something this week. This book called How to Unfuck Yourself. Excuse my French. But that's what the book was called. As soon as he suggested it, I bought it. And when I read the reviews, people were like, yeah, it's a lot of repeat stuff, this and this. It gave me nugget stuff. And that timing was divine timing. Shout out to him if you're on here. You know what I'm saying? It was divine timing. So when that suggestion came about and just randomly came out of nowhere, I listened. The homegirl sent me a video in my Facebook and think, hey, don't know, you probably seen this, but watch this video on Master P on the Breakfast Club when he's with his 2 kids. Thought you might be interested in it. I instantly watched, pulled over, watched it. Because these are God messages. That's the part y'all missing. This is when God's talking, right? He ain't always standing in there with the jewels on Sunday. I'm just saying. He uses everybody. You know what I'm saying? He may use that cat from time to time, but the other fool uses them too. So just FYI. But at the same time, and he uses us too. None of us are, we like in the chessboard, right? It's him against him. You know what I'm saying? And we all pawns in that, in a sense. I don't want to get, like down our lives like we ain't more than that. We are. But we got to realize our dreams, though. And I just wanted to put that caveat in there because I didn't want people to always think like, man, you just telling us this recipe. No, what I'm telling you are just principles. If I give you my exacts, these are my exacts. You got to figure out what your exacts are. Your dream may be a little bit different than mine. Your dream may come with different steps than mine. Your dream may have 7 steps. Mine may have 5. Right? But that's still going after dreams, still principles, still certain things that you need to do, still certain rules and disciplines that you need to be about. in order to achieve these things. These things are universal. Doesn't matter what dream is, right? You got to stay away from people that won't speak life into you. You got to constantly read books. You got to explore. One of the things I found out as a professor, and I was telling my wife earlier, I can take whatever class I want because these systems allow me to go in and get whatever book I want. So now I'm teaching myself about marketing analytics, big data, artificial intelligence, all these different things. I'm teaching myself because I have access to the book. So I'm sitting there going through it, reading tonight. No reason, no rhyme or reason whatsoever. But I tell you what, one of the things that I heard was in one of the meetings that artificial intelligence, things like that, there's not a lot of professors that can teach it. But got my attention. I need to learn something anyway because I'm a fiend for learning. I got it bad, though. I'm telling you, I got it bad. I'm up at night on Khan Academy doing statistics. Why? Because I need to get better. I'm looking at my competition. These are all analytical thinkers. If I'm not an analytical thinker, listening to that mindset book, I can teach myself to become one. Because a lot of this stuff is innate, meaning that you were born with it. I understand that. Prodigies, I'm just really good. My dad was good at math. I'm good at math. Whatever. I don't believe in that because I didn't come from that. But I know one thing. I've taught myself damn near everything. Right? And now with the computer and these things all at our disposal, I can teach myself more. And God's put me in a position where I'm teaching, but I'm really a student, right? For real. I'm really a student. And that's the crazy part about it. A lot of times we don't think that. We're just like, oh man, whatever. But I'm taking advantage of it now. I'm not just sitting there looking at the gift horse in the mouth, as my dad would say. Like, oh, thanks for this gift. Nah, man, I'm running with it. I'm learning everything I can possibly learn under the sun. Right? And if it wastes my time, so be it. Let me learn about this so I can talk about this. So I can be a resource to my network like I am now. The more I talk about PhDs, the more I'm planting this seed in some of y'all's heads. Y'all like, well, D just, okay, I'm almost finished my master's within, if D can do it, he just said, yes. And it's intimidating, but so what? So is life. So are a lot of things. The harder things are, that doesn't mean we fold. That means we go back to the lab, learn, teach ourselves, we get better, and come back and accomplish it. Knock it down like it ain't nothing. Yes, the best way to learn is absolutely. And that's what I'm learning. I learned about, and that's the beauty in it. You think God's teaching me? I said I wanted to be the best businessman. What better way to become that than to teach multiple business subjects? Become at least an expert at that. What's up, Steven? Tapping in, Fifth Ward, baby. What's good, family? What better way? And you got to think about the gifts. A lot of times you thinking you going in learning this to learn that. Like, nah. Started this chicken when I'm really focusing on building my mom's legacy. Right? It ain't chicken, it's building my mom's legacy. So we got to think things from a macro perspective. That's the key right there. We got to look at things not for what they are right now, for what they will become. I'll never forget a professor told me that, man. Duane, don't dress like what you're doing now. Dress like what you want to become. And I will wear a tie all the time to school. Tie, trying to figure it out. Learning how, that's when YouTube first started, learning how to tie. Man, you feel me? Learning how to tie ties, doing all that. And that's lo and behold, by the time I needed it, I was tying Windsor knots, symmetric, shutting them down in meetings. And here I am, a D boy, right? New t-shirts, 501s, Wallabies. Still got 501s and Wallabies. Just saying, we can become anything we want. We talked about the alchemists, right? Bruce Leroy. You can go on and on about these things, man. The thing that you're looking for, you already are. It's just taking time to reach the ground. You're getting your bamboo on. And that's okay. Just keep watering. You got to consistently keep watering. And the watering, sometimes you got to get additional different things to add to your water too at different stages in life. But don't turn it down. Like, don't turn down the information. Don't turn down the gifts. Accept the gifts. When somebody wants to connect with you, connect with them. Somebody wants to interview you, man, you don't know what kind of thing they're going to pull out of you. You have no clue, but God's working or with me coming to you. You're magnetic, right? We talked about that, right? The energy that we already have. And we have energy. We bring things to us, right? By thought, by conversation, by association, these things come to us, right? I'm getting better. I'm bringing more and more people to me because my intentions are becoming purer and purer. If that's an even, if you can even say that word, right? That's not one of my strong subjects is grammar. I was struggling trying to get something to eat during that time. You feel what I'm saying? So it was a lot going on. But now I have the time to properly learn it. You got Khan Academy. I can teach myself whatever I want. Then the rest I can learn on YouTube. Right? I didn't know how to build. I'm doing a research paper. I didn't know how to build tables. Man. Went on YouTube, sat here for about an hour, 2 hours, learned the format, done deal. And I said, now the competitive advantage is going towards me because I know what questions to ask. I know what I want out of life now, right? And the more curious I get, the more I realize there's so much more to life. And information is 100% free. And it's everywhere. It's in abundance. That's the key. It's the gift and the curse, right? Because we have all this information. Do we know the questions to ask? Right? They talk about dinner with Jay-Z, right? How would you know what to ask him? Hey man, how you? That's a tough one. Right? People always talk about what they think. Man. So your gifts are going to come when they're supposed to come at that right time. When we talk about that mindset book, it came at the right time. When I was dealing with impostor syndrome, and it talked about how you can work your way into whatever you'd like to be, right? Just take some work. You go back to the lab, you don't get crushed. I've dealt with rejection my entire life. It's nothing new to me now. I understand it's part of the process. Somebody who hasn't failed, the first time they fail, it may be fatal, right? But us, we developed that muscle. Let's see. I just saw about a master's program, just analytics, that really interested me. But like you said, the first, and that's the part that frustrates you. You already have the doubt in your mind, like this ain't for me. I can't get in, right? I can't get that. That ain't for me. I just saw that. You know what I'm saying? I just saw that. Absolutely. And the right question, absolutely. But when you see something and it comes in your path and it comes directly to you, understand it's for you. Even though it may seem like it's not, you know what I'm saying? It may seem like it's not for you. It may seem like it's out of your reach. You don't have the skill set. You don't have the connections. You don't know what you're doing. Yeah. But the universe does. And the universe has divine timing. There's nothing out of place. Nothing out of place, on time, all the time. And you got to have that confidence. You got to accept those gifts because they come, and they come every single day. They come in abundance. Like we think Christmas is the day we get gifts. We get gifts every single day. Every single day. The problem is we don't recognize them as such, right? And I don't want to use the cliche, I thank God for waking up. Yes, facts. But you could not wake up, right? You wouldn't even know you didn't. I'm not saying that. I ain't even getting to that conversation. But what I'm saying is, it's got to go beyond that. Okay, now what? Now what am I getting into? What are my blessings now? I got the conference. I got my businesses going. You see, I got my chicken shirt on. I see that as being a franchise. I was talking to my wife about that today, man. We about to be on a magazine or something. And I see us in the airport. I want to do Denver. I want to do Seattle. I want to do LAX. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm dead serious, like really looking at it. Like, okay, how are we gonna make this crack? I have no clue. Right? I have no freaking idea. But I know I can do it. That's the one thing about I don't know how, and I'm not supposed to worry about the how. But I know I can do it. I do know that much. Me and God came to that agreement, right? He gave me an idea. We running with it. We tested it. People love the chicken. Family's all involved. I got my entire family involved. God's given us the gold, the green light. And I believe it. And I know we'll be in an airport. I don't know when. I don't know how. But I'm speaking that, homie. That's it. That's it, homie. Universe, indeed. That's it. And I said, like I said, we'll be in Texas and competing. I want to do all that. and mainly in the airports. Because I wanted you to be able to take your chicken with you. And you be on the plane and smelling up the plane. That's my goal. Like, man, we just got this chicken. Where you get that chicken from? Man, look like it's homemade. Yeah, man, pretty much. And make my mom's name a staple in the chicken business. I already wrote that on my goals downstairs. Right? And when you do that, you're confirming, right? Tell people, don't share your plan, share that. And I'm not talking to humans. That's the part people be realizing. Like, I'm not talking to humans. I'm talking to the universe. And the universe doesn't hear me when I whisper. Just tell you that much. So whether you think, and if you think a man could sabotage you, you ain't got no faith anyway. Can't sabotage what God's got for me. How is that possible? Unless I allow you to do it. Period. So when I hear people, oh man, keep your stuff on. Man, what? Nah. I'm telling as many people as because I'm here to inspire people. And if I keep everything a secret and just I look like a magician, I just pop up. Boop, boop. I got this. How'd you get it? It's some esoteric stuff. You'll never achieve it. Man, how's that gonna make you feel? If I give you step by step and I actually do it, even if I fail, so what? That's the part, man. Don't share nothing, share you. You gonna share the failure? I'm sharing the failure too. I failed, man. That didn't work. Nah, it didn't work. Okay, let me write that down, man. That didn't work. Help the next man. Everybody got this secret society mind that keep everything tough. Don't tell nobody nothing. What? What if nobody left records for us about how things existed in prehistoric times? What if they didn't leave records? Don't leave these fools nothing. Don't tell them nothing. Good luck with them dudes. That's what we doing. We supposed to be helping the next man. What you got going, homie? Oh, I don't. Tell me, dude. I ain't gonna steal your stuff. And if it's to be stolen, believe me, dude across the street gonna steal it too. And you gonna sit up there and probably be clapping for him. Don't get mad at me. Tell me, homie, so I can be inspired. D started the chicken business. Yeah, man, I'm trying to do franchises too. We about to have the colors, the seats. You're gonna be able to sit right there at the bar. Tables. I've been to the serving spoon. So I've been to restaurants that I like. I've been inside Mr. Fry's, man. So I've seen a lot of how these restaurants are designed. So I'm already on that. I already got the program. The way I got the program is because the class I'm teaching, which is retail, has this program called Smart Design. And I think I'm teaching the kids how to design their retail when I'm teaching myself. That's how the universe works. I'm teaching myself how to design my business. I'm teaching myself how to design my retail experience. Teaching retail, consumer behavior, marketing, social media, everything I need to be successful in business. And right now I'm working on marketing analytics in my spare time just because I want to get better. And I challenge you guys. What are you going to get better at? Every day, something. Push-ups, pull-ups. Here I am, 45 years old, and I'm just learning how to do pull-ups. I did dips in the pen. I didn't do pull-ups. I told you guys that. But now, doing pull-ups and knocking them down, homie. Knocking them down. You know what I'm saying? And it takes that. You can't worry about what the next man thinking. You can't worry about what the next man doing. They cannot touch what God has intended for you, period. I don't care what they try to do or what it looks like. Don't bite. Once you bite, then you start working for that other fool. Then he got you, and it worked from that point. But from this standpoint, homie, from this standpoint, you got to accept everything, even if it looks like a challenge. Man, bring it. I know God wouldn't have gave it to me. My gifts don't come in gift boxes. They come in the form of problems. They come in the form of headaches. They come in the form of, damn, I can't figure this shit out. That's what they come in. And those are the gifts They come in, man, this is so hard that I want to quit. This is impossible. But so am I. I'm not supposed to be here either. You feel what I'm saying? So am I. I'm impossible. I'm not supposed to be at this. I'm not supposed to be talking to y'all. I'm not supposed to be teaching at Cal State. I'm not supposed to be running no businesses. There's been several times busted on, jail, been on the other side of gun of killers, and still didn't happen. And that's when I knew God got a better plan. My mom always would tell me, God got a plan for you. You didn't take you through all this to say, man, let me just drop you off right here on me. All right, then I'll say, you cool. And just call. Well, don't call me if you need me. Just, God don't work like that. Especially those who've been through the roughest and still got a way to have a heart. Had everything taken from them, but still find a way to give. You feel me? You think he ain't going? Why wouldn't he? Why not? Why not you? Why not ask for more? He got it. He ain't like the homie who's sitting on a few of them. He really got it. They can give it to you at any moment, as long as you prepare. Miracles happen every day. Ask them believers. Ask those who believe in themselves. They see the miracles happening. I see it right now. I ain't supposed to be in LA. This shit is expensive. I'm here chilling. You feel me? Chilling and giving back. You can't, man, what? That's what I do this for. Period. That's what I do this for, is to give back. Making sure homies got away. Man, you got something to relate to. I remember when I read these success stories, and I've talked about it in the past, and it'd be certain cats, and they talking about, man, yeah, I had it bad. I had to go. I went into a depression. I went to my parents' second home in the mountains and stayed there for a month. Like, word? Your parents got two? That's where I'm at. Oh, they got two? Oh, and it was rough. And I'm by any means, I'm not trying to downplay anybody's upbringing, but I couldn't relate, homie, which is why we created this podcast, this live and everything, so that you can talk to somebody who's I'm going through it now. So anything in terms of setting up your business, starting your business, any of that, I'm here for it, homie. Going into different markets, I'm about to try it. I'm all about trying things, right? Because you don't know what's going to pop. I used to be, people tell me all the time, oh, man, you got 3 businesses. Oh, you one of those jack of all trades. Man, who the hell are you talking to? First of all, Peter Grubber can do it. Magic Johnson can do it. You don't call them that. Disrespect, homie. You feel me? And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, man, I could be just like anybody else, and you can too. Believe in yourself. Accept the gifts from the universe. You have to, man. They're coming in abundance, right? But you have to be like, I did some random research on how those nets that they throw out work. And I never understood how they work. And what they are, you throw them out and they trap the fish, and from the top down. And then the thing just grabs at the bottom and then pulls and they come up that way. I never understood that. But the fact is, what's up, homie? I just talked about you, homie. I just talked about you in that book that the suggestion that you gave me, the Unfuck Yourself book, which was amazing, by the way. The dude's got the Australian accent, but at the same time, it was good info and it was divine. It was right on time, called me right before I went to the gym, et cetera, et cetera. I'm almost finished with it. And that's how that works, though. You feel what I'm saying? You got to accept them gifts. And that was a gift from one, my family member, but two, somebody who's been through the same things I've been through. This dude, half these stories I'm telling you guys, he been on here with me. Like, this wasn't a solo run. He been on them stories with me every day. Like pictures, we got pictures from 92 and all that stuff from 90, homie. So, and I ain't just real talk, he tell you. But yeah, so, but my whole point is, it could be something like that where your homeboy just come with a suggestion, family come with a suggestion, and it's like, okay, do I downplay it? Well, I remember one of my other homeboys told me about box trucks. He's like, man, you got to get the box truck, man. Look at the box trucks. And I could have played it off like, yeah, whatever, homie, and just blew him off. I pulled out my phone as we were talking. Man, what you talking about? Man, you get these box trucks. You can get a contract with Amazon. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, word? How much are these box trucks? Oh, and they like 40 bands. I'm like, oh, okay. But I understand how you can make that back up. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't take advice. I don't look at people like, man, they can't tell me nothing. Right? I don't look at people like, let me weigh you out before I take your advice or not. Let me see what, that's that funny shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. God works through everybody. I'm talking about everybody, no matter who you run across. Listen to that that song, Kendrick Lamar, What a Dollar Costs, how much a dollar costs. And it talks about that, right? How you can just assume somebody a certain way and make an assumption about them and not realize it may be God talking to you at that time through that person, because he got that power to use whatever vessel he likes, and including us, to deliver messages, which is what I'm doing to you guys. This ain't nothing but God talking to you directly. And a lot of times he'll take somebody like me who's been through the experience so that you guys can relate to him to deliver a message to you. That's it. And then he move on. I just needed him to get that to you because I was busy. I'm handling millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of prayers. I need some help. So a lot of times I may send a blessing through different people, right? You may look at that person, man, good looking now. Man, thank God, because that's the one who facilitated the entire thing, even their wealth, to be able to give you something. And I know it sounds fuzzy and all that and holy and all that, but I promise you, I don't lie about stuff. Man, I'm a prime example. I should not be here. Promise you that. But the gifts that we look at, I promise you, take advantage of them. The universe would not be sending them by accident. So my gift today is go grab mindset. Let me show you guys. And I got 2 Audible credits right now. I don't play around, man, with my Audible or Kindle. 2 of the best investments I've ever made. TED Talks and all that stuff too, but 2 of the best investments I've ever made. Let me go ahead and share the screen with y'all real quick. Hold up. I'll show you. I always showed my titles when like I said, see this one right here? Bam. Off the top. Soon. Oh, you guys can let me. Hold on, me. Can't see it. Bam. So soon as he suggested it, you see what I'm saying? I got 1 hour left. That's it. I'm not playing. I don't just homie, you tell me something, man. What? Because I know for a fact God would not be you wouldn't be telling me this if it wasn't what I think it is. And that book came right on time. So let me show you guys Carol DeWitt. I'm listening. All these are great. I'm just telling you, you can't go wrong with any of these joints, man. You can't go wrong. Let's see where that. Learned optimism is good too. If you got a problem with being optimistic, you can learn how to be more optimistic, because sometimes we've been born with pessimism. We got pessimistic parents, pessimistic grandparents, us messed up conspiracy theorists, etc., etc. This will definitely help you out. Learn optimism. Where are you? Oh, I love my book game because I can go to these at any time. You feel what I'm saying? Anytime I need them, I can go to them. Here it goes right here. I almost did my Zoom impression. So mindset, Carol DeWitt. Hell of an investment psychology. It helps with parenting, motivating your kids, whatever the case may be. Really, really dope. Talks really good. Things are relatable. She uses stories in that. It's a dynamite book. I really highly suggest that. If you guys haven't hit the subscribe button, please do so now. YouTube, if you guys are watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe. It helps us. Leave us a review if you've listened to the podcast. If you haven't listened to the podcast, go listen, man. Listen to the Jay Prince episode. Listen to the Concreates. episode. Listen to the Dijon episode. Listen to the Lolo's Chicken and Waffles. Your boy got Lolo's Chicken and Waffles on there, homie. And Bill, marketing analytics, I recommend to start with, or just the basics. Start with marketing analytics before you get into digital analytics. I mean, they kind of cover some of the same things. Marketing analytics are pretty thick, and they deal with a lot of the touch points with customers and the whole nine. So I'm doing marketing analytics now. And then I know digital analytics kind of because I've used Google and AdWords and all that as in my personal business. But the databases, the type of data, and I'm doing research too. The type of data, all that stuff matters, and you learn that in regular marketing analytics. So if you could take that class, that'd be. I heard Long Beach State. If you're in California, Long Beach State has a really good program too. But mindset, man, we changing our mindsets, man, and it starts with accepting the gifts of the universe. Make sure you guys subscribe, leave us a review. If you haven't listened to the podcast, go do that. Leave us a review on iTunes. Man, it will help us out tremendously. Other than that, I wish you all the best. It has been realer than real. Appreciate those listening in. Looks like we got some new listeners. Looking, I don't know if you guys look like y'all was still in the pen, but if so, man, hella salute to y'all. So if you're listening from inside them walls, man, please tap in. Make sure you guys listen to the podcast. I got a lot of stuff on those podcasts. They go a lot longer, and you can rewind those and just vibe out. It's always good to hear a good voice and somebody remind you how dope you are. Tapping out.